Congratulations! Your hard work and perseverance have contributed to you being able to display a deep understanding of the current topics covered in class. You're a math master of this concept. I believe you're ready to learn the next things. You are among the few invited to participate in the learning of upper level concepts which go beyond what will be taught in class and in this grade level. It just builds upon what you've already been learning. Now, there's no obligation to do this, and you will not be penalized for not participating. Your only reward for its completion will be the extra credit in the gradebook and the value this excelled learning will have on your growing mind. Now, let's get started. This topic is called solving equations with a variable on each side of the equal sign. Our essential question is, what do you do when you need to solve an equation and the variable is on both sides of the equal sign? Well, step one, you need to first simplify on each side of the equal sign. In other words, you want to combine the like terms on the same side of that equal sign. So you're going to cover up one side of the equal sign, and you'll see that we've got some like terms that we can combine right here. 4 plus 1 is 5, and bring down your plus 6x. Now this side of the equal sign is simplified. We'll move to the other side. Over here, you're going to see that we've got the like terms of minus 3 and minus 4. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. And we'll just bring down that positive 2x. Bring down your equal sign. Now that you have simplified on each side of the equal sign, you can move on to step 2. You need to choose a side to move the variables to, either the left or the right side of the equal sign. Use inverse operations when you're doing this. So looking at this right here, I can either move the 2x over there, or I can move the 6x over there. And when you do that, use inverse operations. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move this 2x over here to the left. The inverse operation of a positive 2x is minus 2x. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of the equal sign. 2x take away 2x is 0. 6x take away 2x is positive 4x. And I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem here. So now, once you've accurately done steps 1 and 2, the equation should be in a format that you're familiar with. So we have right now 5 plus 4x is equal to negative 7. From here, I'm going to build it. So I started with the variable of x, multiplied it by 4, and then added 5. The opposite, or the inverse operation of adding 5, is subtracting 5. So do that to both sides of the equal sign. 5 take away 5 is 0. Negative 7 take away 5 is negative 12. From here, the inverse operation of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. So divide both sides of that equal sign by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times x is 1x, or x. And negative 12 divided by positive 4 is negative 3. So the solution to this equation right here is negative 3. The only value that I could put in for x that would make this side of the equal sign equivalent to this side of the equal sign is negative 3. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to complete this exact same example problem, but I'm going to move the variables to the right side instead of the left side of the equal sign. So follow the exact same steps. You want to simplify on each side of the equal sign. In other words, combine the like terms on the same side of the equal sign. So it should look like that. Now, step 2 indicates that I've got to choose a side to move the variables to, either the left or the right side of the equal sign. Remember to use inverse operations when doing this. And in this example right here, you'll see that I moved the variables to the left side of the equal sign. Well, in this example, I'm going to move them to the right. The inverse operation of plus 6x is subtract 6x, and that's what you'll do to both sides of that equal sign. 6x take away 6x is 0. 2x take away 6x is negative 4x. And bring down the rest of your problem. Now, since we've accurately done steps 1 and 2, the equation should be in a format that we're familiar with. From here, I'm going to build it in order to help me solve it. So we start with the variable of x, then we multiplied it by negative 4. Then we subtracted 7. The inverse operation of subtracting 7 is adding 7. So do that to both sides of that equal sign. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. 5 plus 7 is 12. Bring down your equal sign and bring down your negative 4x. Go up here, and the inverse operation of multiplying by negative 4 is dividing by negative 4. So do that to both sides of that equal sign. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1. 1 times x is 1x, or x. And 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. So you'll see that we come up with the exact same solution to the equation, no matter which side of the equal sign you move your variables to when you're conducting step 2. What I want you to do right now is take a few moments and summarize the steps that you need to take in order to solve an equation when the variable is on each side of the equal sign. All right, your next practice problem says negative 4 times t minus 19 minus 2 times t is equal to negative 7 minus 3 times t plus 36 plus 5 times t. What I want you to do right now, Math Masters, is pause the video and see if you're able to solve this equation before I explain it. Your first step is to combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. Negative 4t minus 2t is negative 6t, and then bring down your minus 19. Negative 7 plus 36 is equal to 29. Now we've got negative 3t plus 5t, and that's equal to positive 2t. Now our next step is to move the variables to the same side of the equal sign. You can move them to the left or to the right, but make sure you're using inverse operations when you do so. You'll come up with the same exact answer whether you moved them to the left or to the right, as long as you did everything accurately. I'm going to go ahead and move all the variables to the right side of the equal sign. The inverse operation of a negative 6t or a minus 6t is a positive 6t, and you got to do that to both sides of that equal sign. Negative 6t plus 6t is 0. 2t plus 6t is a positive 8t. Now bring down the rest of your problem. From here, I can build it and solve it. We started with t, then we multiplied it by 8, then we added 29. The inverse operation of adding 29 is subtracting 29, so do that to both sides of that equal sign. 29 take away 29 is 0. Negative 19 minus 29 is negative 48. The inverse operation of multiplying by 8 is dividing by 8, so do that to both sides of that equal sign. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times t is 1t or t. And negative 48 divided by positive 8 is equal to negative 6. So the only solution to make this side of the equation equal to this side of the equation is negative 6. Wherever I see t, I'm going to insert that negative 6, and that makes it to where this side is equal to this side. All right, Math Masters, I want you to pause the video right now and try out number 2 on your own. Then play the video to see how you did. Your first step is to simplify on each side of the equal sign. So on this left-hand side of the equal sign, I see that I've got this negative 30 and this minus 6. Well, negative 30 minus 6 is equal to negative 36. Then bring down your positive 14w. On the right-hand side of the equal sign, you'll see that we've got parentheses. Well, inside the parentheses, 10w plus 4, they're not like terms, so you can't combine them. So you want to look in front of those parentheses. If there's a number or a symbol, or a number and a symbol, go ahead and use the distributive property to expand that out or simplify it. You'll see that we've got a 4 right there. So you need to take 4 times 10w. 4 times 10w is 40w. Now take that 4 times that positive 4. 4 times 4 is positive 16. Now from here, you want to move those variables to the same side of the equal sign. In this example, I'll move them to the right side of the equal sign. The inverse operation of plus 14w is minus 14w. So that's what you got to do to both sides of that equal sign. 14w take away 14w is 0. And 40w take away 14w is 26w. Then bring everything else down. From here, let's go ahead and build it to solve it. We start with w, multiplied it by 26, then added 16. The inverse operation of adding 16 is subtracting 16, so make sure you do that to both sides of that equal sign. 16 take away 16 is 0, and negative 36 minus 16 is negative 52. Now go back over here. The inverse operation of timesing by 26 is dividing by 26, so do that to both sides of that equal sign. 26 divided by 26 is 1. 1 times w is 1w or w. Negative 52 divided by positive 26 is negative 2. So the only solution for w that would make this side of the equal sign equal to this side of the equal sign is -2. Okay, math masters, you know the drill. Go ahead and pause the video and try this on your own. Now on the right-hand side of the equal sign, I see that there's parentheses. And when I examine it more closely, I can't take x minus 4 because they're not like terms. So now I know I've got to look directly in front of those parentheses. If there's a number or a symbol, or a number and a symbol, we've got to use that distributive property. And I see that there's a 2 right there. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times this minus 4 is a minus 8. And bring down that plus 1. You don't multiply that 2 by that plus 1 because that plus 1, it's not inside the parentheses. I can see that I can simplify it further right here. My like terms I have over here are this minus 8 plus 1. Well, -8 plus 1 is -7. So this side of the equal sign simplifies to 2x minus 7. Now, looking at the other side of the equal sign, I also see that I've got parentheses. Well, 2 plus 3x, you can't do that because they're not like terms. So now we're going to look directly in front of the parentheses. And you'll see we've got a number and a symbol. So we got this positive 2 times 2, and that's positive 4. Now we're going to take that positive 2 and multiply it by 3x. Positive 2 times this positive 3x is positive 6x. Now bring down that 1. On this side of the equal sign, you see that we have a 1 plus 4. Well, that's 5. And bring down your plus 6x. So now, here is our simplified equation. We can move on to step 2, which means we've got to move the variables to the same side of the equal sign using inverse operations. I'm going to go ahead and move the variables to the left-hand side of the equal sign. The inverse operation of a positive 2x is minus 2x, so do that to both sides of that equal sign. 2x take away 2x is 0. Positive 6x minus 2x is positive 4x. And bring down your 5. All that we have left over here on the right-hand side of the equal sign is this minus 7 or -7. Now we can build it and solve it. We had x, multiplied it by 4, then added 5. The inverse operation of adding 5 is subtracting 5, and do that to both sides of the equal sign. Now we're left with 4x equals -12. The inverse operation of timesing by 4 is dividing by 4. Do that to both sides of that equal sign. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 multiplied by x is 1x or x, and -12 divided by positive 4 is -3. So the solution for this equation for the value of x is -3. -3 is the only number that we can put in for x that would make this side of the equal sign equivalent to this side of the equal sign. Pause the video right now and try out number 4. On the left side of the equal sign, you'll see that we can't combine 10 plus 6x. They're not like terms. On the right side of the equal sign, you see that we have a positive 9x minus 3x, and that's equal to positive 6x. Now bring down the rest of your problem. Now's the part where you've got to move the variables to the same side of the equal sign. I'm going to go ahead and move them to the left side of the equal sign. The inverse operation of plus 6x is minus 6x, so do that to both sides. 6x take away 6x is 0, and 6x take away 6x is 0. So in bringing everything down, you're going to see that we've got 10 equaling 15. Now, does 10 equal 15? It doesn't. So you're going to put a slash through your equal sign. The answer is no solution. What this means is there is no number that you can put in for the variable of x to make this side of the equal sign equivalent to this side of the equal sign. So whenever you are solving and you get down to something that looks like this, where there's something that's totally not equal to something else, you need to put down no solution. All right, go ahead and tackle number 5. So on that left side of the equal sign, you'll see that we have x plus x right here. Well, x plus x is a positive 2x. We have 3 minus 1, which is equivalent to positive 2. So I've got the left-hand side of the equal sign simplified now. Let's take a look at the right side of the equal sign. 1 plus 1 is 2, and you just bring down the 2x. So this is what we have on the right-hand side of the equal sign now that I've simplified it. Now comes the part where I've got to move the variables to the same side of the equal sign. Let's go ahead and move them to the right. So the inverse operation of plus 2x is minus 2x. So do that to both sides of the equal sign. Positive 2x minus 2x is 0, and positive 2x minus 2x is 0. So bring everything down. I'm left with 2 equals 2. Now, is that a true statement? It is. So this is what that means. You need to write down the solution is infinitely many solutions or infinite solutions. What this means is you can take any number and put it in for the variable of x, and that will make it to where this side of the equal sign is equal to this side of the equal sign. So let's go ahead and test this out. A random number is 5. I'm going to substitute the value of 5 in for x to show you that this side of the equal sign will be equivalent to this side of the equal sign when the value of x is 5. Now you'll see that I wrote the problem out right here, and in place of the variable of x, I put the value of 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify on each side of that equal sign. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 minus 1 is 12. So this side of the equal sign is equal to 12 when the value of x is 5. This side of the equal sign, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 plus 1 more is 12. So x equaling 5 is one of the infinite solutions to this problem. Let's go ahead and try a negative value. How about negative 4? I'm going to substitute negative 4 in for the variable of x in this original problem. Okay, looking at the left-hand side of the equal sign, you'll see that I've got some parentheses. I can't do anything with just a negative 4, but I look in front of it and I've got a symbol. Positive times negative 4, that's negative 4. And there's another set of parentheses right there, and I've got a negative 4 within that. Looking in front of it, I see that there's a symbol, and a positive times a negative 4 is a negative 4. Now I'm going to bring down the rest of the problem. Okay, on this right-hand side, again, I got parentheses, and I can't do anything inside those parentheses because it's just a negative 4. But looking in front of it, you see I've got a 2. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then I bring down the rest of the problem. Now I'm going to go ahead and add and subtract from left to right. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Now the right-hand side of the equal sign. Negative 8 plus 1, that's negative 7. Negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6. So x equals negative 4 is one of the infinite solutions to this math problem right here. All right, Math Masters, here's a quick little recap of this. These first 3 problems right here are examples of an equation having one solution. You'll see that the only answer for this equation right here to make this side of the equal sign equal to this side is negative 6. This one, the only answer it could be is negative 2. This one, the only answer for x is negative 3. When you have something like this, where one side of the equal sign doesn't equal the other side of the equal sign after you've solved it out, you put down the solution as no solution. That's the answer. When you have something like this example right here, where when you solve it out, you get one side of the equal sign equal to the other side of the equal sign, such as 2 equals 2, the answer you need to write down is infinitely many solutions or infinite solutions, because that means any number you place for the variable is going to make it to where this side of the equal sign is equivalent to the other side of the equal sign, because there's an infinite amount of solutions.